Oh, you want to talk during my set?
Show do.
Okay. All right.
Show do. You a regular ass bitch. Look at you. You a regular ass bitch. Bitch.
I'll flip the table on your faggot ass. You better shut up while I'm talking, motherfucker. I ain't playing with you. I ain't come here to listen to you talk.
Okay, so you guys are going to notice two things when you watch this video. There's going to be like the beginning part, and then you guys are going to start to watch the video, and then as we're watching the video, you're miraculously going to be like, hey Ty, why you look different than when you started the video? And I'm going to be like, why do you look different than when I started the video? Maybe because I have a life. Maybe because I had things to do. Maybe because I had to look at apartments today. Maybe because I was busy. Did that ever occur to you? It has been hours since I recorded the first part. Plus, I need to figure out how to do the Periscope thing. And so I figured that out. And then the other thing you're going to notice is I'm stupid. So I forgot to plug in my microphone when I came back to record. So the other part where I look like this, I have the microphone on, but I forgot to plug it in. So it doesn't sound right. And that's just something you're going to have to live with. What's up, guys? Ty Rivera here, the absolute best LGBTQ stand-up comedian in the world. I woke up today to some drama on Facebook. Jimmy Rogers, fellow LGBTQ comedian, posted, I was just kicked out of an open mic because a special guest who wasn't funny at all and kept referring to women as bitches, wasn't happy that I spoke up and interfered with his craft. Then told me he would hit me and I wouldn't do anything about it because I'm a fag, and when I corrected him, he then said, I didn't mean to call you a fag, I meant to call you a bitch, you fag. I applaud the Sycamore Tavern and their comics as well as their staff. Smack me all you want, my friend, cause Jimmy don't back down. Be funny, dude. Which, if you knew Jimmy, he says all that in a, like, Long Island, Jersey accent. Okay, so I went ahead and watched the clip after enjoying a hot thread. And I just wanted to know who it was because at first I was concerned with the homophobia of it. It was a bit problematic, as they would say. And I'm going to let you guys see it for yourself, and then you can let me know what you think about it. I'll let you know what I think about it after it's all said and watched.
Let's bring up our next comic, huh?
All right, yeah.
Craig Smith! Give it up for him, it's Craig Smith!
Yeah. Up to it. I like regular looking bitches with nice bodies. That's just what I'm into. Fuck what you like. That's what I like. Regular looking women with nice bodies. I like a woman with a 9-to-5 face. Woman that looks like she would get married in her work clothes. I like regular bitches with nice bodies, man. I don't like pretty women. Pretty women are useless. They expect too much. I like a regular looking woman with a nice body. They work harder. They work hard. They don't give up. They never give up. I know a 7 that's stripping to pay for chemo. I didn't realize she was sick till she went to give me a dance and her wig fell in my lap. I like regular looking women, man. I don't know how to fucking put it, man. I hate a pretty ass bitch, man. Why do I like regular looking women?
Look in the mirror.
I didn't hear what you say.
Look in the mirror.
Oh, you want to talk during my set?
Show do.
Okay. All right.
Show do. You a regular ass bitch. Look at you. You a regular ass bitch. Bitch.
I'll flip the table on your faggot ass. You better shut up while I'm talking, motherfucker. I ain't playing with you. I ain't come here to listen to you talk. Don't be disrespectful. Don't be disrespectful.
Boo-hoo. Boo-hoo.
Yeah, okay, boo-hoo. Beat down, boo-hoo, bitch. Fucking fun.
Hate crime. He's so funny.
There ain't no hate crime.
Yeah.
I ain't got no problem with gay people.
Okay, faggot.
My ex-girlfriend's new boyfriend is a woman named Hammer. And I like her. She's a big dude.
Yeah, you funny, okay. You funny as fuck.
Man, stop talking. This is what you guys do. You let people talk during your set.
Not when they're not funny.
All right. Well, come on stage with me then. Come stand right here, buddy. Tell me how funny I am.
I will be.
Do it, Jimmy.
Come on up here, Jimmy. I promise I won't put my hands on you. Come up here, Jimmy.
Do your thing. Talk about the
Nah,
bitches.
man, you've been talking through my whole set. It's pointless now, buddy.
No, keep giving me fun. You're so funny.
You didn't talk to his whole set, though.
I mean, that's fucking disrespectful, man.
Sure is.
Fucking piece of shit. Shut the fuck up, you piece of shit.
Yeah, here. Come on now.
I'm not mad, but why the fuck you talking during my set?
He's got a point.
Why? I'm talking about my life. Not yours. Right.
Yeah.
And you can't whoop my ass.
Yeah.
If I came over there and slapped the shit out of you, you couldn't do nothing about it. But I'm a good Christian though. I won't do that. But that's how disrespectful what you're doing is to me. This is my craft, bro. This ain't got nothing to do with you.
Okay, well, slap me.
Okay, well, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit you're talking about.
Okay, boo.
I'm not your boo.
No, you're not.
My name is Craig.
Okay.
Call me Craig. Call me Craig. Call me Craig.
Okay, fabulous. I'm gonna drink much.
Hey, I'm not even mad. I'm not. I'm just. This is comedy etiquette, bro. You don't listen to my life and take my shit personal. If you don't think it's funny, you get your bitch ass out of here.
My bitch ass is done with faggots.
All right. I didn't mean to call you a faggot. I meant to call you a bitch.
Well,
Because I don't have no problem with gay people.
well, you kind of did.
No, I don't. I just have a problem with you. Go put a dick in your mouth, bitch.
I will, bitch. I will, bitch. I will, Craig.
Thank you for being respectful on the way out. I really appreciate it.
All right. He's like, well, that was fun. How we feeling, guys?
Okay, now I'm going to be honest right here. I'm not going to judge Craig on his material right now because to give you guys a little bit of context and not to mislead you in any way, what they're at is a show called Show Up, Go Up. Show Up, Go Up started at the Comedy Store. It used to be in the Belly Room. I used to do it somewhat regularly. I like the people that run it. The host that you saw at the beginning, one of them was a guy named Al B that's been running that show forever. And then Tom Whalen, who's also been involved with the show for quite a while now, since I was in LA, you know, and for quite a bit before I left, I should say. And then Sarah Kinney, nothing against anybody, but she's kind of the brains behind the show. And this is basically like an experimental open mic. Eric Marino was one of the people that started it, which me and Eric Marino kind of go back and forth and getting into it every once in a while. But he's somebody that was nice to me from the beginning. So that's just a little bit of history on the show. So right now, my point is, I'm not expecting this guy, Craig, to be particularly funny. I'm just treating it like what it is. It's an open mic set. So I don't expect people to be funny at open mics. I eat shit at open mics too sometimes. Nothing wrong with it. No shame in the game. That's how we get better as comics. That's how we work out material. And I'm not going to hold him to a standard that I wouldn't hold myself to. So that's what I feel about that. Also, one of my friends, David Lucas, who I respect very much, hit me up and said that he vouches for Craig. And I really do respect David Lucas. Okay, I'm gonna sum this up. Here's the deal. Full disclosure again. Jimmy Rogers is a person you'll end up hearing me talk about quite a bit. Jimmy is another LGBTQ comedian. He's always been really supportive of me, and I love Jimmy, but Jimmy, I feel it's my responsibility as your older sister to tell you that you should not call it a hate crime when you start shit with somebody and then they threaten to beat your ass, especially when they didn't actually beat your ass, and technically, they're showing a lot of restraint. At the end of the day, I kind of have a problem with Jimmy interrupting him because as a comic, you're not supposed to interrupt another comic even if you don't like what they're saying. Plus, the man was only 3 bitches and 1 minute and 30 seconds in when you interrupted him. Now, if you want to go back and time that, go ahead and do it. I challenge you to because I did. That's why I wrote that down. Because I counted up the bitches and then I timed it with my little watch right here and it was 1.5 minutes in, 1 minute 25 seconds. Oh, Apple Watch, you can't rely on it. It keeps going out. Anyway, the point is, it was only a minute and a half in. A minute 25 seconds was what it was. So, like, you gotta let people have their say at an open mic. Like, that's what we do at open mics. And yeah, we're gonna say offensive shit. And every once in a while, Jimmy says offensive shit. I say offensive shit. It just is part of going to open mics. So if you don't like it, don't be at fucking open mics. But don't ruin it for other comics. And, like, as far as this guy, Craig, I keep forgetting his name, which is not me being disrespectful or trying to shade this man in any way. I just don't know him, and I'm terrible with names. But, like I said, I do respect he's on the show called Roast Me by All Def Digital, which, if you're not familiar, check it out. My friend David Lucas, who I mentioned earlier, is on the show, but at the same time, I'm not being biased because of that. I'm just talking strictly from a stand-up comic perspective. If I was talking from a, like, Let's Play Favorites kind of way, I would definitely side with Jimmy because Jimmy has had my back in certain situations. And if it came down to, like, Jimmy getting his hands put on him, I would definitely be like, no, that should not happen. But when we're just talking about words and we're talking about what's wrong and what's right in this situation, I really do feel like Jimmy was in the wrong in this situation. And Jimmy, I've been there. When I was first starting out, I had a couple of times where I got drunk and I popped off at the mouth when I really shouldn't have. And I wasn't right for it, just like I'm saying you're not right now. And I had a good friend with me. Chris Storin was my good friend, and he's the one that would tell me in the nicest way possible, like, look, I don't think you're in the right on this one. And you can get mad at me if you want, Jimmy. You got my number. You know how to get a hold of me, or you can get my number. You know we've DM'd before, so you DM me anytime you want to, and, you know, I love you, girl, but I just can't side with you. Now, Davina was saying that Craig shouldn't have threatened physical violence, like that's what she didn't stand for, and she didn't think it was funny. But like I already said, I'm not expecting to be funny because it's an open mic, and he may have threatened physical violence because you just get mad in the moment. You feel disrespected, not necessarily as a person, just as a comic. You feel like, I just want to get this material out, and you don't have to like it. I get it if you don't like it. Walk outside if you don't like it. But when I'm around comics, that's supposed to be kind of a safe space. And the name of this place that they're performing, where it's been moved to, because it's no longer at the Comedy Store in the Belly Room, is the Comedy Dojo. So if you're at a place called the Comedy Dojo, if there's any place you should be able to try out new stuff, it's a comedy dojo. It's a dojo. That's what you do in a dojo. So, I mean, like, I have to side with Craig, and it's killing me, but, you know. Let me know what you guys think. I know some people are going to have opinions. If you're a comic, I'll be honest, I'm gonna put a little more weight on your opinion. If you're a non-comic, that means I'm going to put a little less weight on your opinion, because sometimes regular people don't understand open mics and the way that they work, and I know they're going to be like, well, I understand funny, and I'm going to be like, yeah. And besides, Craig has no obligation to be funny anymore. Stand-up comedy does not have to be funny anymore. That's the new rules. I'm sorry, I don't make the new rules. People that are smarter than me make these decisions. The industry has decided that funny is no longer a requirement. Nanette has freed us all from having to be funny. Hannah Gadsby herself, the second coming of comedy god, the white female Richard Pryor, has shown us all that funny is no longer the way. You just have to be interested. And I will say, Craig, even not knowing you, not